Hi, this is Dr. Nick, and I'm the incrementalist and a whiskey librarian. And today we're sampling one of the bourbons that I came across as I was traveling around the country that I really enjoyed. It's called Angel's Envy. If you're interested in the background to that, we talk about the Angel's share. That's the share of alcohol that evaporates as we're developing the flavors in these bourbons and whiskeys. And what's left is the Angel's Envy. This particular distillery actually places these casks very high up in the room, so that all the heat is aggregated there, so that there's actually more evaporation and indeed some potential for more taste to be extracted from the barrels. The bourbon itself spends about 4 to 7 years in the French oak cask, charred casks as usual, and then it's finished in ruby port barrels, which is part of what gives it a very unique flavor. In fact, one of the versions of this, the cask strength, is even stronger, not just from an alcohol standpoint, but from a flavor standpoint. I really enjoyed it. I was lucky to manage to score a bottle, and excited to share a little bit of the tasting experience. So from a nose standpoint, very strong smell of that sort of sherried, porty, sweet, maple, vanilla kind of flavors on the nose. And this particular one is 43% alcohol, so not too strong. You could add some water. And thanks to it being a little bit lower in terms of alcohol, closer to what people typically drink, you can really taste the flavors without adding water. In this particular instance, I get a substantial amount of fruit. Can really taste the port. If you're familiar with port, that fruitiness is part of what comes through. There's definitely some of the buttery notion. That's, I think, one of the reasons that I really liked this was it had this smooth, sweet flavor profile. And interestingly, I would have expected a much longer finish. In this case, very short. This one doesn't last, doesn't stay in the mouth, doesn't stay in the throat, doesn't last at all. It's a really short finish. But what you get, very strong, powerful notes of port, vanilla, buttery sweetness with this sort of hint of sherry and the occasional sort of walnutty, nutty flavor. Another one of these whiskeys that, for me, highly recommended. I was just lucky enough to have somebody suggest this, and I've been lucky enough to score a bottle. I can recommend it for you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. This is Dr. Nick. I'm the incrementalist and a whiskey librarian.